Hi, everybody. My name is Jorge Castro. I'm from Lima, Peru. I'm really happy to be here, to be one of the speakers of this edition of the DevOps Summit Canada. So I'm really happy to be part of this great team. Thank you very much for the invitation. I'm going to introduce myself in a little bit, in some moments. So first, I would like to say thank you to the organizers for letting me be part of this event. I'm really happy to be part of this session and share some part of my experience with you. So my name is Jorge Castro, so as I mentioned, and I work as an agile leader in Entity Data, which is a Japanese company. So today I'm going to share with you some real experiences working with clients. And let's start. Okay, the name of my talk is Walk the Game. Some lessons learned while fostering continuous fun at large enterprises. Um, as you know, this walk the game, it's a phrase from our British friends, which means that if you want to talk about something, you should have experience about it, right? So that's the idea. So when I say walk the game, is basically that I'm going to share with you real experiences applying game design, gamification to real businesses, uh, trying to sort problems out, right? So that's the idea. Um, Continuous fun is something that I created some time ago. It's a set of practices, a set of mindset, as a mindset, a set of practices that I used to reverse all these game design movements applying to serious business, right? So in the same way that you have DevOps with continuous testing, continuous delivery, continuous monitoring, and so forth. Um, this continuous fun approach is based on game design, applying to serious business, looking for make fun the the work inside software development teams, creating software products. So that's the idea of continuous fun approach. Yeah, so let's start. My name is Jorge Castro. As I mentioned, I work as a lead of transformation at Entity Data. You can see here my contact information. So please, it would be awesome if you can add me to your LinkedIn accounts. And also, it would be really great if we can keep in touch each other, after this session, and we can collaborate and build a community, between you and me. That would be great, right? I'm really happy to share knowledge, to learn from you as well. It would be great. Okay, in this paper, we share our work about real experiences and lessons learned, wins and fails, something that we did good and something that uh, we did not so well, but at the end, we learned a lot from that, right? So about applying gamification and game design at large enterprises. When I say large enterprises, I mean, global enterprises, companies with business in South America, in India, and Europe, with more than 10,000 people and so forth, right? And with more than 60 products, 60 value streams or tribes or team of teams inside the operations of the company. A lot of people, right? So we hope you can learn from it, get benefits following the practices and ideas that worked for us and avoid doing the same mistakes that we did. Okay, so let's start with this, right? The context that I want to share with you is basically if you are a DevOps manager or an IT manager or agile coach, or if you are in charge of any transformation. When I say transformation, I mean agile transformation, data transformation, DevOps adoption, cloud transformation, etc. If you're part of that, or if you are leading that, or you are part of that transformation program in your company, uh, I can recommend you that you can use game design, continuous fun, to deal with this, right? To to get those goals, to transform your ways of working through applying gamification and game design. So let's start with this context and with this quote from Michael Jordan: just play, have fun, enjoy the game. I think that is quite important. As I mentioned at the beginning, continuous fun mindset involves this approach to make fun work for your team members. I think this is part also of developer experience, make the work fun and grateful for people, so they can be engaged to your goals. Okay, a good question about it is game versus serious games. I know that there are a lot of thoughts about it, but basically, serious games is and game. Basically, no matter what is your business problem, you can apply game design to sort that out, right? That's the idea. Of course, if you are dealing with health, or if you're dealing with a bank business, or dealing with telecommunication business and so forth, those are really business problems. But anyway, you can apply game design. So yeah, I don't want to get too much inside this point. Just apply game design to your business problems, right? Um, the purpose of gamification that I share is basically those four. I think if you want to apply gamification, you apply this because of the engage that you are going to get, engage with your team members. You need to teach something to your team members, measure because you want to get data, you want to get indicators on metrics, OKRs from your approach of transformation, and entertain, right? At the end, you want to make this fun for your team so they can engage, they can learn, they can follow you in terms of pursuing your goal, right? So that's the idea. Um, okay. About this game approach, right? I think reality is the worst game ever. I think that is why game design is quite useful, right? It's quite useful because you have your team members dealing with real problems in a day-to-day business reality. So you need to apply a way to make this more fun for them, right? So that is why game design is so quite useful, at least in my experience. We apply this to real life. When I say real life, I say that we apply game design to sort problems like adapt DevOps ways of working, adopt agile testing ways of working inside large enterprises, or transform agile processes, right, as well. So we apply game design to this kind of business challenges that our customers, our clients had, So yeah, so all this information is real life. Our main mantra, our main mindset was, or our main goal was to make work and work greater, right? For our teams. Again, this is something that we work together with people departments, with HR departments, because at the end, it also involves the developer experience as well. So yeah, so that was our goal. Okay, and we applied this for a couple of years. So I think I am applying gamification for more than 6 years, or maybe, yeah, almost 8 years, I think. So after working the game, after applying this to different companies with different problems and line of businesses, I want to share with you these 7 lessons, these 7 lessons that I think can be very useful if you want to deal with a business problem and apply gamification as a kind of approach to sort it out, to improve your program or your initiative, to transform your operations, your development processes, your testing, and so forth. Okay, number one, if you're gonna be a gamer, you gotta be tough. I think that is quite important. When you are going to apply gamification in your company, depending of your line of business, depending of your company maturity and your company openness to try new stuff, you're going to get a lot of no's during your approach, right? I mean, some people is going to tell you, hey, this is not serious. I don't believe in gamification and so forth. So you need to be tough. Courage, right? Courage to sustain your idea, to share your idea, to present the results of your idea and implement your idea. So yeah, this is a reality, a real thing that you're going to live no matter. Of course, if your company is more open to try new stuff, you are going to get more help. But in general, you're going to get a lot of resistance to your gamification approach, right? So, for example, right, some time ago, we had a chance to work with a large telecommunication company from Spain. They were looking to transform, the way that they develop software. They were looking to adapt DevOps and SRE was working inside their IT departments and departments in general. So they were looking for that. So as part of that, we also as part of this change, right, we decided to implement team topologies, right? So we noticed that team topologies was a good approach for them to organize their teams in terms of the architecture, right, and in terms of the business needs of the products, and also the continuous delivery of the products. So we apply gamification to use team topologies. We create this topo game. That was the name of the game. And basically, the idea of this game was to work with the different team members in the company, work with them, analyze the different topologies that team topologies shares. The platform teams, the enablement teams, stream-aligned teams, and so forth. So in that way, we analyze the different teams, the relation between the teams, and some cases. So they working with some targets, with some cards, they could identify what is the best configuration for the different teams that support different products, and also they also identify how they what is the relationship between the different teams, right? So that was something really good. We applied this topo game to in terms of looking for the best team topology configuration in this company. And it works very well. So this is part of the Topo game. We launched this game some time ago. We had a chance to share this Topo game inside our company and also in some events as well, because it had good results. So you can see here some pictures of the game application, the cards that we used, so that people can use the cards to identify the best configuration in terms of the delivery and continuous delivery and configuration of the teams and software architecture, and some metrics that we used for that. So the Topo game was a good approach to make fun the process to define team topologies in the organization. The lesson number two is don't overthink. Don't overthink. Release it. It's quite important, right? I know that if you think, okay, I'm going to implement a game design, or sorry, I'm going to create a game, right, to improve the testing and the quality in my organization, because I need to have more test automation and agile testing, right? For example, right? I need to improve the quality. So okay, I can create a game for that, right? If you think a lot, right? Okay, the game, what are going to be the goals, the players, the rules, the templates, the mockups, or the website, or the app. If I'm going to create an app for that game, and so forth, and etc., etc., etc. You're going to overthink things, right? And that's the idea. The idea is to try to create an MVP or maybe a most valuable game, and release it. And during the players play the game, you can get feedback and improve your approach. That's the idea, right? This quote from Reid Hoffman is quite important about that. If you are not embarrassed by the first version of your product, of your game, you have launched too late. That's the idea, right? Don't overthink. Create a basic game, with what are going to be the players, basic rules, basic awards, and that's it. And try to launch it and see and get feedback from production, right? I think that's the best idea. An example of that, some time ago in a bank client, we had a chance to create this with the community of Scrum Masters. We create this game, the League of Scrum Masters, which is basically a game to foster Scrum Master to mature their abilities, right? Their skills. So that was the idea. Create this league of heroes or league of Scrum Masters, so that this game foster this maturity in terms of agile practices from our Scrum Masters. So we create some coins with some points that we share with the Scrum Masters, depending of some specific rules like sharing knowledge, like helping teams to mature, helping delivery, and so forth. Right. So we create these coins. Anytime that we create positive change in our delivery in our teams, you can get some points. A quite a quite simple approach actually. We create this very basic dashboard, board lead, this lead board, very basic, with information of that, the name of the player, the scrum master, the points, and that's it. I think that's the idea, right? Make it simple, run it, and get feedback. Okay. Lesson number three is make your business case. That is quite important. And in my experience, that is why most of the game's approaches failed at large enterprises, at least. They do not prepare a business case to support the implementation of the game through the time. I think that is quite important. If you want to get support from your leaders, your management team about the game, because at the end, depending of your game, you're going to need more budget or not. You need to prepare your business case. That's quite important, right? The business case of your game. And this is an example of Pokemon Go business case. But basically, the idea is how you're going to get the retribution, right? How you're going to get the outcomes or the value of the game. Besides sorting out a specific problem, you need to quantify what is going to be that value that you need, right? It can be money, it can be NPS, it can be number of issues, and so forth, right? So in some minutes, I'm going to share an example. For example, that's the business case or the benefit from applying game design and gamification was to was the quality in production, the number of bugs, and also the number of build breaks in DevOps pipeline, right? So yeah, so you need to prepare your business case and be clear about what is going to be the outcomes that you're going to get. Okay. Okay, lesson number four, know your players to emerge their greatness. Yeah, that's quite important. At the end, whatever game in the world, it's about the players, right? The people that play the game. That is quite important. So in this approach, in continuous fun, you need to be sure that you understand what are the needs of your players, and who are your players. That is quite important because in that way you can create the best game to reach your goals and also to make your team members great, right? Improve their greatness. That is quite important. So about these points, I like to share with you this quote from Brené Brown. Our connection with other people is only as solid and deep as our connection to ourselves. Game design, at the end, game design is a human behavior approach, right? You're going to focus on the human behavior to develop the game dynamics, so in that way you can get some results. Game dynamics equals social dynamics, people dynamics, So that's the idea. So we can apply this idea in game design. It's the same idea, right? We can apply this in game design. So, for example, right, community, social dynamics, people dynamics, cooperation, collaboration, greatness in people. Some time ago at a large telecommunication company, from US. We ran this game, Batman and Robin game, which is basically sharing knowledge and foster accountability. In any enterprise, you have people with some specific skills, maybe Selenium skills, some GCP skills, and so forth, right? And you want to make those skills that stronger, right? You want to make people to have those skills because they are useful for your products. So for that shared knowledge, we create this Batman and Robin game, which is basically we have our Batman, who are the people that has strong skills in some specific area, and those Batman has some Robins, and the Robins are the people that they are talented, but they need a coach. They need a Batman to get some specific knowledge about some specific practices. So in that way, they can share knowledge while they make fun. So that was the Batman and Robin game. Here a picture of that. We also combined this game with another game, which was the Extreme Heroes game, which is basically the game design or the gamification approach to foster extreme programming practices in our company. Okay, lesson number 5. You are what you play. Yes, that's true. You are what you play. If you play safe, you're a safe. Maybe you're a safe person. If you are fair with your play, you're a fair person. If you want to enjoy what you're playing, you want that people enjoy what they are doing. You are what you play. That is quite important. So the lesson here is, depending of your vision of the game that you want to apply in your company, your game needs to foster that with your to your people, right? That's the idea. So this is another example of you are what you play, right? This is a game of testing game, right? This game, we launched this game at a large telecommunication company from US. And basically, the business problem here was that we were trying to improve the quality of our product because we were implementing DevOps at the scale, DevOps ways of working, and also continuous testing ways of working. So our team needed to improve their agile testing and continuous testing skills. So for that problem, we created this game of testing. Basically, the game of testing was a game to celebrate and recognize the best agile testers working with DevOps pipelines. Putting automated tests in the DevOps pipeline to improve the quality of our products. So, for example, right, if you are playing this game, right, if you implement automated tests, unit tests, integration tests, or functional tests, and you put them in the DevOps pipeline and they run, and those tests get bugs, catch bugs, right? Don't break builds, you get points. Depending of your points, you get some levels in the game. So that's why the idea. Recognize the best agile testers in our teams, using these points for the number of tests and the quality of the tests that you get from the DevOps pipeline in the runs, right? So that's the idea. Of course, for that approach as well, we create some similar approach. We create this DevOps gamification, DevOps tournament, where we recognize the best DevOps adoption implementations in different value streams and teams in our company. So we create some rules, some point system, some categories in terms of continuous testing, continuous deployment, continuous security, and so forth. And depending on the practices that the teams are implementing, depending on how they are sharing the practices, depending on how they are experimenting new technologies to improve the continuous delivery, they get some points, and we create these DevOps tournaments. Number 7. Align your game outcomes to a strategy. Also, this is a big reason why most of the games that I saw before fail during the implementation, because you need to, in the same way that you create your business case, you need to focus on what are the outcomes, right? The thing that is quite important, the outcome that you want to get from your game. But more important than that, or at the same level, is you need to align the outcomes to your strategy, you know? So for example, right, if the strategy objective of your company this year, this fiscal year, is to make efficient what you have, I mean, save money and do the best and save money, support the continuous operation with what you have and improve it, save time, save money, automate things, and so forth. You need to be sure that your game outcomes are aligned to that. That is quite important. Avoid nobody knows based gamification. Nobody knows basic gamification is, for example, right? You create a game, you invest a lot of time designing your game, your approach, and so forth, and suddenly someone asks you, "Hey, why you create this game? What is the outcome of this?" Nobody knows base gamification. That's the idea. So you want to be a clear vision of what you're looking for, of your outcomes, and how those outcomes are aligned to your strategy. That is quite important. You can create this for the business case, but also you can apply also OKRs approaches for that as well. Mentioning OKRs, but actually that is something that we also did. We ran this game for um, a medium IT company, in South America, service IT company. We created this game, which is the OKR-based game seasons. The name of the game is Go League, which is basically a game to gamify OKR's approach, right? we wanted to foster OKR's approach inside the company, create OKRs per year. Sorry, create OKRs for the teams, create the strategic OKRs, and so forth. So for this approach, we create this game, the Go League, to foster OKRs. We created this league with tournaments. In each tournament, people define the OKRs, and depending on how the OKRs creates value to the company, they get more points and they win some seasons on the league, and at the end they can become the Poke Gold Masters. And the name of Poke Gold is because each OKR was a representation of a kind of Pokemon, right? Yeah, that was the idea, right? Each OKR was a kind of Pokemon, and as you know, when you are in charge of an OKR of a Pokemon, you need to take care of your OKR of your Pokemon and make it grow, make it clean, and make it develop, right? So that's what the idea of this. As well, we also ran this DevOps Cup, which is this tournament, we ran this for a large telecommunication company in US. We created this game for make a kind of competition and make a kind of tournament between the different teams in different value stream in different countries and continents, so they can share knowledge, they can compete each other about the different DevOps implementation, right? The DevOps adoption of ways of working, depending of different products, telecommunication product, mobile products, and TV products, and so forth. So that was the idea. We have different teams, depending of the assets that they deliver, depending of the events that they share and they foster, and depending of the collaboration, they could get some points. They could get the first place or not. Okay, and also part of this team member recognition is quite important. You need to recognize your team members. So for that approach, basically you can use lead boards and also these kind of metrics, right? So you can see a picture of the team members that are doing the best job in the game. So they are delivering the best quality, the best outcomes, etc., and they are supporting the strategy, of course. So that's the idea. It can start from a handshake, right? This is a picture of mine some time ago working in this large telecommunication company. I remember that I got some recognition from some stuff that I did. Basically, I really appreciate that my managers, my C-level directors and managers give me a handshake. This is the kind of great recognition. So my point is, you don't need to invest a lot of money in award to your team members. It's basically a recognition from your leaders. That would be enough and great, of course. Okay. Something extra. For only for you, only for the Web Summit Canada. It's break the rules, right? I think that is quite important. Surprises, right? Any game that you design, you need to create some surprises, some game uh, surprises, some scenarios, some approaches that makes you engage to the game and make you surprised, right? About the game dynamics, about the how you play the game, and the challenges that you have, and so forth. That is quite important. So please try to time create some different surprises in your game. For example, some time ago we ran this Pokegol, as I mentioned, right? This Pokegol Goal League game in this IT company. Time to time between the seasons, we say, "Hey, this is the 2 days to catch this specific Pokegol creature that has this characteristic, right?" And for example, in these characteristics, we align this to strategy. So for example, right, if in that moment at production, for example, we had some problems with some kind of security stuff, we get this goal, we put it in the game and saying, hey, we have this new creature, this new OKR, this new Poke goal, which is security. And if you want to catch it, you need to do this and this and this. You need to create those automated tests for security. You need to create these tests for SQL injection. You need to do this ethical hacking and so forth. That was the surprises during the game. And if you do this, the message was, if you catch these new Pokemon during the game, you apply these new testing security approaches, you can get points and you can get recognition as well, right? So yeah, extra points. Okay, to sum up, a successful gamification does not start with the game elements. Instead, it begins with why and then with the application of game design patterns. Yeah, the first thing that you need to think is why you are doing this. Why is the business case? Why you are doing this? What is the business problem? And then with that knowledge of the problem, you can implement game design patterns, human behavior approaches. Okay, some books that I recommend you, a lot of books, those are a couple of that I recommend. Anyway, I'm going to share with you this slide, so you're going to get this information in detail. So more references. I also share this. I also want to share these really nice websites with you that I think can be very useful. So please, team, remember that we all have dreams, so help and share more. Remember that sharing is caring. That is why I'm here, because I want to share. I want to build our community. I want to help people. And also I want to learn from you. So sharing is caring. Share more. Thank you very much, guys. I really appreciate that. I really appreciate this time with you. I hope you enjoy this talk, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the event. So thank you very much. All the best for you. Thank you. Bye-bye.